Welcome back to one more episode of Disco Elysium. I'm World Undone. Thank you for tuning in today. It's been a few days since I've recorded my last few episodes, so I've done some editing, and what I really should be doing is getting back to the waterfront of Martinez. Let's take a look at the map here, somewhere. Here we are. Oh, hang on. Interesting. So we have a few fast travel locations. Looks like we only have 3, in fact. The church, the fisherman shacks, and the Martinez waterfront. At least so far. So, can I click on these? Anyway, at one point, I should probably go back and check this out. Doesn't matter. So, what we really should be doing is going back because there's so much stuff that we need to do in town. However, I'm going to keep exploring anyways. I definitely want to at least check the traps before leaving. Is it just me or is the music louder than usual? It literally can't be any quieter, so not much I can do about that. Right, so I remember this woman here, she had a rough go of it. A boyfriend who forced her out in the cold along with all her friends. So what else is there? Yeah, we'll check out the tent. I think after we check out the tent, they want us to go exploring the church, if I recall correctly. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll be wasting time over in the new portion of the map. It is what it is.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Human music. I like it.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Oh god, Sid Vicious here.
It's safe to assume this is their leader. Or at least he thinks he is.
Okay, we don't really have a choice. If we want to talk to these guys, which I don't really want to, but we'll squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
And I'm not?
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Alright, well. Oh god, this really is human music. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A speaker. The big kind they use for live music. Alright, this is too loud. There, that should work. So anything else? That's leaving. And we've got these guys. We'll talk to the backup crew before we talk to the leader, Andre.
A young man with
Egghead.
oxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Is it just me or is he bald in the portrait? Even though he's not even remotely bald on the computer generator. And what's going on with this dude? Alright.
as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous evangelical secrets.
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Oh, sick rap, dude.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do?
Oh god, kids.
Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
Alright, let's solve the puzzle.
The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Okay.
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core! All right!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feeble-ish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. Alright, so hardcore.
Is it though?
I'm sorry? He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. It is!
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. Oh man, I don't know what to do with this guy.
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
I was thinking that too.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chick's checker. Yeah!
Alright, so I don't think we have the knowledge of idiocy to talk to this person yet. Also, my audio's louder than I want it to be. Hang on. I'm gonna do some in-video adjustments here. Just give me a second. Alright, I've turned down my own audio a little bit. So what do we get next? We get this absolute legend.
Go speak to Andre. I'm just annoyed.
The Noid? Weren't you involved in an incident? Like, hold on. No, there's an actual character called the Noid. I think Domino's. And it was going to be the hot new thing, but then a person dressed in a Noid costume ended up, like, doing a mass shooting or something weird. I don't know the whole story. What if I want to speak to you first?
I suck at socialising, man. If you go speak to Andre, I'll have time to tune in. Get a reading on your side.
Before he's finished talking, he's already turned back to his tools.
Maybe you should just stand there, watch him rattle his toolbox, get to know his side.
Alright, we'll observe him.
The contents of the young man's toolbox are organized in a neat yet eclectic manner. He is constantly checking out the various tools and parts and rearranging them slightly. It's a bit hypnotizing if you look at it long enough.
I have all kinds of screws.
He holds up a handful. Let's nod.
They'll come in handy for fixing the church exterior.
Yeah, there comes the church again.
Talk to Andre. No point in standing here. The signs are really out of tune.
He glances at the others. Alright, Andre, what's your deal?
Noid.
Oh.
Shake.
Whoops.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
What is this? Why does he have red, like orange reddish stickers all over his face?
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Sure, we'll shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
Hi, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
The tape player high above his head continues to blast what is probably anodic music.
Together with a Cell Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
So how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Yeah, why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
Let's see. Was there something you wanted? Your friend Estelle said there was a problem with the church.
Ah, so you've met her. Good, good.
Yeah, could you let her inside?
Yeah, it's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
I know what he's talking about. It's drugs.
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Right.
Dopeheads!
Are you not a dopehead, Egghead?
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw and then starts cleaning it. So are these kids like straight edge or what?
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol. Strike that! Subvert!
Okay, so these two are British. This guy is some kind of German, I guess?
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
This dude's definitely supposed to be Sid Vicious.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dope heads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
What kind?
The spooky kind.
Ooh, what exactly do you mean by spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
Well, it isn't the first time I've picked up a spooky side quest.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Speaking of the Dutch, I'm reminded of Goldmember. Mike Myers' impression of like a Dutch person, where he's like, "I'm from Holland. Isn't that weird?"
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Tell me more.
All right, man.
Oh god, we're gonna help him start a nightclub. He claps his hands enthusiastically.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks.
Well, I aim to please. What's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building yet.
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation.
Noid, okay.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
What about the key?
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
All right.
Oh man, I'm not wearing my hat that increases reaction speed. The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool, infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Alright, let's try not to lose the key here, but I've got chain cutters anyways.
You sense
Nice.
the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Let's catch it.
Ka-ching! The key
Nice.
hits your palm. The speed freak's nod to you approvingly.
Thanks, man.
The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You proved something here.
Awesome. How long have those people been locked in there? Wait, you've been locking people in? Okay.
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Yikes. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
I really don't like how that number is decreasing as you talk. Alright, I gotta turn down my own volume a little bit more. Okay. 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Are you?
I'm sorry too. I guess it wasn't very hardcore of us to just lock them in like that.
No, it was a little too hardcore.
Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another person. I'm not the one with the violence monopoly here. You are. I'm glad that key is out of my hands now.
Yeah, I can see you have problems with authority. Other questions?
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
I know Noid has his signs, but what's the deal with Egghead here?
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
Okay, what's a master of ceremonies?
You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going.
Oh, hype man. Okay, you should have said that.
Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then. An MC for short.
How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his centre, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
Gotcha.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Gotcha. You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastices own the church. Who are these ecclesiastices?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
What do you mean Meteorian? Meteoran?
You know, of Meteo, concerning Meteo.
Meteo?
Meteo, a country on Muindi, on the Muindi Isla.
And what is the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organisation.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
So they're like fake Greece. Got it. It doesn't sound like they would appreciate a dance club in their church.
You're totally wrong about that.
Oh, am I?
The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We're done.
He violently shakes the tape breaker as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
Unity! Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
Alright, yeah, he's a hype man. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. Do I get the chance?
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the bass. As
Alright,
if testing the waters.
let's enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
Hell yeah. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse?
Your posse's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
Okay, I guess me and Kim are a posse now.
And where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent.
Formidable. Sounds like you're just saying random things. Love, posse, make noise?
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah!
The one with the large head really enjoys it when his friend gets mysterious. I guess love can be pretty hardcore when your ex-wife doesn't leave you.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
Hell yeah, I'm getting it. I now understand that it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. Nordic music is about love, and so is a Pericarnassian church.
Yeah! Yakokata, the place to be.
Yekokata.
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Well, I am the police.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
I do.
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
Maybe I can come back to this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Aha, probably drugs. Interesting. Anything new in here?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery.
The machinery.
This machinery is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
That is a little odd.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was something greater.
Okay, but you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go
Woman?
in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
I wonder if it's the woman driver. What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't quite human, if you know
Ooh.
what I mean.
Alright, Kim, buckle up. Time to truly prove the paranatural exists.
It was this dark shape climbing upside
Oh,
down
God.
on the ceiling, like some kind of crabman.
Crabman? Metal Gear?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
Right.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Are you sure there was a Crabman?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. A cell was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
We gotta let the cryptozoologist know.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Oh, I won't.
There probably is no crabman. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Yeah, I got that logic, thanks. Can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
I don't like how common snuff stations are in this universe. So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
All about feeling with this crew.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let the technology fool you.
He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
Okay. I think I have things that increase logic. But first, we'll talk to the other guys.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
You got us up mixing the audio with the visuals here, game. Alright, let's talk to the Noid. We should have more stuff to say with him. We gotta sync the signs.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid?
Yeah, you get it, man. He stooped over his toolbox as usual, shuffling bolts around angrily.
That's fine, man. But I've got to warn ya, our signs are still off. It'll take some time for me to get my sign on.
But I thought we'd be okay now, sign-wise.
I'm doing what I can.
He continues to rearrange his tools. Oh god, what time is it? 4:10?
It's not easy for him. It probably took him years to get used to Andre.
By the way, in case anyone's wondering, I am aware that I gotta be back on the waterfront by 9 p.m. I haven't forgotten about my meeting with the smoker. So I will be back there definitely in time for that. Tell me about the machines you saw in the church.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked-up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
The sickest. That's perhaps why it should be researched.
The supernatural. So you think it's real? That it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs.
Ugh, the moralists. Classic.
Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
So why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picks up some sort of widget.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of signs without some adjustment.
Okay, maybe I'll come back later. Alright, so Egghead. Let's try to crack your shell here,
Back to the heavyweight jam.
says the young man with the tape player and the large boyadero boots. Lung-shaped trees sprout on a silver belt buckle.
Hardcore! Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! Internally coherent. Encore! Alright! Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the... yeah. Seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
Neither of these options are great.
But there was a question?
Okay, hold on.
We're close.
Says the young. Okay.
True, hard, full of car.
Alright, I'm gonna try to crack this.
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yekokata, the place to be.
You said that before. Why is the Yekokata the place to be? What does that mean?
Yekokata is a hardcore place.
Alright.
We're close. True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All car, all right.
He furrows.
Hardcore.
The question is, what is the question?
Just answer the question.
But there was no question.
Alright. This guy's too much. Alright, time to adjust my clothes. And another thing I noticed is that I accidentally forgot to check the top row when doing a check before. So logically we get +1 from our shirt. Excellent. Alright, well, we've got all our logic gear decked out, so we'll try
Hi
it.
again. So, how are things going?
Alright. Bleach has consumed almost all of the toothbrush on the mirror in front of him. So this is a lot better chances. Let's try it.
Okay. So the Speed Freaks want to start a club for dance music. That much checks out. Youths like music. You feel as though you might have liked music more when you were young, too. But you digress.
Use.
The gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club. But a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out.
Alright, that's it for now.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah.
Alright, let's leave. I'm gonna keep my outfit on while I talk to this lady, because talking to her might reopen that check for me. Oh, welcome back, Kim.
The shaggy-haired girl.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Oh, I'll help you.
Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see in there?
Oh, that. You're not going to believe me. There's no point in me telling you.
Kim won't believe you. I'm a little more open-minded.
She's less prone to blurt it out, crab man, than the others.
We'll see. Go ahead and tell me.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still.
Wait. Cindy the Skull? Go on.
And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story.
Like a crab, you say?
Stoneface. What did this crab man look like?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly.
Come on. She obviously could. She already went into detail.
Come on, quit stalling on me. What did he look like?
He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way.
Sounds like Cindy's boyfriend.
A crab and a banger?
I think that Stoneface is cracking.
Yes, a banger. As in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw.
You were wrong. I do believe you.
Why?
What would you stand to gain?
Nothing. Anyway, what else?
I'd like to know more about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
What do you mean? You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
What about you? Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a silver bird.
What does that
Don't
mean?
know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but
Weird. Okay. Well, I'll try to get another check with them. Oh, after you've helped them set up the nightclub. Got it. Any more hints in here? Sync the signs. Egghead puzzle. It's definitely not about the signs. Alright, I'll jump in there one last time. Anything else I can interact with here?
We're close. True, hard, full, it's hardcore. Skibberdy.
Your cop training.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
As always,
Alright, well, time to check out the church. As silly as it is. So, speaking of silly, I think it's time to, put on a bit of a better outfit here. Let's put on these office shades. Put on the fedora again. Gonna be Dick Mullen. Everything else seems alright. I didn't actually check and see how this shirt looks on me. So let me try putting it on. Weird. Wait, what just happened? It was like a notification. Interesting. I can put on the stuff. Okay. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to take the shirt off, put on the dress shirt. Where is it? Here it is. Put on the real jacket. There we go. Okay. Been delaying a lot here. Oh, what's this? A school of fish huddle around the fence posts and scatter into the dark. Okay, so I seem to recall there was money up here. That's the entrance of the church. Yeah, there it is. And tear. Nice. Kim? Standing in the way of the tear here. Alright. Got some spooky stuff here. Let's head in.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
I don't see any doors here. Let's inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Let's run our hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Let's take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Let's look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is suggestive of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
Fair enough.
Thus, it must be made by youths.
Ooh. Alright. Interfacing. My gloves give amazing interfacing. So, and nothing gives a malice to it that I'm wearing. What else gives interfacing? I'll be honest. This is not the most, this is also gloves, so it won't work. In fact, it really only makes sense for gloves to cause interfacing. But we do also have this, which I should try to remember to use. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred. right.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut. There's nothing like the
Nice.
sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs.
Looks like today
Nice.
was a gold star day.
Alright, let's open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
Pull on the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. It's black holes and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
Creepy. Whoa, speaking of creepy. Where are we? A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Understood. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Any thoughts, Kim? Not yet? This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Okay. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Fascinating stuff. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. A portable Harman Wowshi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Is that so? Well, we're gonna walk around, not run around. I love following directions. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. That is very strange. Shouldn't
Silence
walk
in
into
this part
those.
of the church. It's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, you can hardly hear your own breathing.
Let's stomp our feet and clap our hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Let's yell.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
Oh, Kim, so closed-minded.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Hey, what if it's something paranatural?
Please, detective, not this again.
He's trying to act dismissive, but at this particular moment, he's more open than usual to the idea of paranatural phenomena.
Alright, let's see what's happening.
Can you hear anything?
Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
Obviously, yeah, no, there's no reason for a church, which is supposed to carry your voice, to have something like this.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Let's look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
What if I don't want to know what's up there?
The silence, the darkness, they've enveloped you as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore.
Oh, I don't like these red checks where I can't change clothes. Alright. Wow. That was amazing. Cannot believe that worked.
It's like there's something moving up there. A
Crab
shadow
man.
has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Let's follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you're seeing. Just call me eyes, Kim.
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
Let's blink. Uh-oh. It's Spider-Man.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to
Tygo?
talk to it. Fairweather T500. Remember that weakness you were looking for in the ceramic armor? Like, maybe it can only stop small, fast projectiles, but a large, slow-moving pry bar would shatter it? Or, if I run an electrical current through it, maybe it will melt. Or, personal favorite, frequency something something radio weapon? None of that would work. You need to shoot the part of the enemy that doesn't have Fairweather T500 on it, because the armor itself is invulnerable. Good news is, so are the armor pieces on you.
+2 hand-eye coordination against enemies in FT500 armor. Strange. Very strange. Okay. Humpty Dumpty Dom Center. I think I gotta spend a skill point to find out about the Humpty Dumpty Dom Center. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting is underway. People have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wunda twins Guy and Keith Just are the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Wompty Dumpty Dumpiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSPV'd. RSPV'd? Isn't it RSVP? Who knows. Where are you if you are not there? Beautiful. We're almost out of slots here. I got a quick save. No.
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
Tiago.
The crab man.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
It's a crab man, Kim. Obviously we do.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh.
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Oh, I'm very in touch with my own suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Screw you, Kim. I haven't taken a sip since we've gotten here. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
So what were you before you became a crab man?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are faded. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch.
That's not really the point, I said. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name's Aria Dubois, and my place in the world is Lieutenant W. Freighter.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He sounds melancholy saying this, his limbs a mere shadow before the ceiling. What are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness.
He nods towards the
This
ceiling.
church was built around for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who is this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted.
Muhammad?
She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Muhammad. What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Faith is a kind of drug.
I heard that before, Way. And I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
There are drugs darker than alcohol circling your system.
Oh, time to get poetic. I think love might have been my drug of choice, and I think I'm still hungover from it.
She took you for a good spin, huh? Don't worry, bro. That love is but a drop compared to the ocean of the mother's love.
Are you wearing any clothing?
The mother will eat all of you and never spit you out.
I guess you have a point.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what you're doing
I know
and...
it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Is this a glitch? I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Alright, sing me a tune.
I ain't from no Mariette, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother. I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
It doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's a mother of silence.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
I wasn't thinking that, but still, a decent metaphor. So how'd you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way.
It didn't belong to me.
Right. I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wait, do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
So what do you think about the nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Alright.
Might even be nice to have some company.
This is going a lot better than I expected.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Wait, so there is another person living in the church and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
I feel like it's gotta be Cindy the Skull, and you don't know where she is.
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
I'll say. So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does? Who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or
search through her radio computer.
Right. Alright, thanks. Well, good talking to you, buddy. Mr. Crab Spider Fireman. Whatever you prefer. Frost has drawn flowers on a glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. What's this? A scarf. Cool. Probably from the Spider Crab Fireman. A cracked pane of glass. Colorful. I wonder if I hadn't passed that red check, if I would have been able to see that guy. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Okay. An interesting little, detour. Ooh, more shoes. Empathy. Nice. And money. I like money. So, let's see here. There's something over there, a radio computer. I think that's all there is to click on. Oh, right. Okay, I'm still working on Wompty Dumpty Dom Center. 20 hours? Yeah, I would definitely like to quit becoming an alcoholic. Well, I haven't quit becoming an alcoholic, but I've certainly quit drinking for many, many years, so even those 20 hours, I may pick up that thought anyways. And then there's this. These are just the clothes I picked up. Let's take a look over here.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the Doom commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything.
The one you saw earlier was the Ream Civic. This is the Ream Prefect, a model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer.
Wait, Let me just investigate it.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Diamond-shaped glasses? Not really. Let's look inside.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Let's press print.
Nothing happens.
Okay, let's press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
What was this woman's name again? Eloise or something?
Good afternoon. Votre accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Got it, okay. Eloise, I was way off. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log feb mar.
Good. Please repeat
I don't have the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Gotcha. I don't know the password.
Received. I will look votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress accident, like the one in the doomed commercial area.
I have 2 machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brune, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brune. That's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine? That's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
Not yet,
Goodbye, votre accident.
she says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated.
Alright, well, I've pretty much looked at everything already, but... except for this. Quick save again.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
Are those her lungs?
This is her innocence, Dolorous Dei. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs,
They are.
clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Sure.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Let's close our eyes.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope.
Let's open our eyes.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips, and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
It's compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Let's do the same.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
This is Dolorous Dei.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
Dang, what else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Setsa, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery laying around.
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police
Aha.
raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid?
Well, your station was involved, I hear.
Whoopsie.
Although I can't be sure.
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I guess I could have been here.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying you were. It was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten.
Oh, I can handle the morale, damage.
It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Right, so, first seat encyclopedia check. I'll quick save. Not that I'm going to retry it. Oh, I got an autosave. Weird. So, encyclopedia first. We get encyclopedia +1 from Dick Mullen's hat. Great. And we don't get a malice. Oh, that's from the thoughts, of course. Gotcha.
The mother of humanism stands above
Wow, that's a
you,
lot higher.
precious and complex wax. Despite the damage you've done
Nice.
to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence, Dolorous Dei. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence? I've heard of the system.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit.
A ruler?
More, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocent rule should it coincide with our time.
That's kind of weird. Kind of cool, though.
An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Oh. When did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Muindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Seren, modern-day Sir La Clé. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed.
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her. head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
I'm stuck between possibly singing Out of Touch from Hollow Notes or Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears. How come?
It was on her advice that Irene Le Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Is that so?
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress.
I want more.
As did we all. The lands of the Nest and the Occident, and even far away Supreme Windy, altogether 21 of the 40 mundial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentic rule, even before her crowning.
Her crowning?
In a city called Advesperaskit in Vesper Messina, her homeland, the name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning, with the canals frozen and slush falling out of the sky. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied-out plaza with the crowd far away. Already, her Theriers, the secret servicemen of the Innocents, were worried about an assassination attempt.
She must have been beautiful.
Oh yes, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well, very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaché of officials stood by as her Theriers placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by secret servicemen.
Then what?
One of the men in this secret service killed
Bastard.
her 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolorous Dei was not entirely human, but something else.
Like what?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves. The man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolorous Dei was shot in the chest with a fowling piece.
Violent.
At times, the man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes, while on duty, he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes.
Interesting.
This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No, was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolorous Dei. Constantly surrounded by her Theriers, she was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolorous Dei often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb. In icons such as this, she was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Basantic, mare interregnum.
God, I got all this from one, I think it was an encyclopedia check. This is a very long conversation.
Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolorous Dei to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
She's not human.
Okay.
He takes off his glasses off to clean them. Then after a while he says,
This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. We should conclude our business and move on.
now this might be actually kind of important. So we're going to turn away. Oh, good. I've completed my thought.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
Do I want a piece? Huh. +2 real. That is not a small number. Oh, I don't like -2 suggestion. That sucks, man. Well, fine. I'll accept. Now, Wasteland of Reality. Let's unlock the final slot here. We still have 5 skill points left. Okay, this is going to take 20 hours to research, but it's worth it. We want to stop drinking. Gotta be sober. Bonuses from thoughts. They're all malices. Every single one of them. Whatever, man. Some of these thoughts, I don't know so much. Anyway. So this was visual calculus, I think. So, yeah, it's time to put on some stuff that helps visual calculus. Okay, our jacket helps visual calculus. That's good. Alright, I guess that's it.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious and complex wax painting. A jigsaw of broken
Beautiful.
shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one.
Huh.
And a text. A light motif below them both.
Who shattered this mosaic? Or what shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Really?
Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned. Or just hooligans looking for something to break.
Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says,
Oh,
Irene
yeah.
the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole.
A Reichsapfel.
Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, farriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto? What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
Okay, let me try. This means after life, death. After death, the new life.
And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
Oh, this one's more difficult. Tout le monde means everyone. Lieutenant, deceased to say afterlife, death.
Death, life again.
Okay.
After the world, the pale. After the
Pale.
the world again.
Hmm.
This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also
Sorry, I'm reading
seen as
ahead.
too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What's the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Oh god, that last option. I like the other one better.
So do I.
Nice. Aw, Kim. You're so cool.
The mother of humanism.
Okay. So let's make sure our outfit makes at least a little bit of sense here. Let's put on our boots back again. Alright, this outfit's fine-ish for now. Actually, you know what? I want to try to make up for the amount I'm missing, because I'm missing a whole bunch of suggestion. Do I have anything that increases suggestion? Nope, not so lucky. Oh well. Well, this was eye-opening. Oh, we can't leave just yet. Actually, I gotta walk through this place. Told me not to run. And it's already 5:40. Wow.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Yeah, classic mistake. I get those two confused all the time. Have you by any chance heard the Viejita say the password to a radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Yeah.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends, in the interest of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife, death.
Is Cindy actually kind of religious?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear it.
Cool.
I think we're done here, essay.
Oh, so he leaves forever.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
We just got a password, man. Chill out, Kim. Jeez Louise. Alright, now I gotta walk very slowly over here, because I'm obsessed with following orders. Oh.
Hey, Innocence Dolorous Dei liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the headless Fallen Rider figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
Win who back?
Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily.
Does my ex-wife remind me of her innocence, Dolorous Dei?
This isn't funny. You have a bad feeling about this one.
This is a task of mine.
So very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
Sure. Did I start that thought? I did. Okay. Well, let's do it.
The mother of humanism stands. Why?
Because she's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Hey, is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already.
Got ADHD.
Only a strange little sadness remains. The mother of humanism. Tau.
Okay. So, time to use the password.
The machine's keyboard is the speaker.
Good afternoon, Fortress. Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife, death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
So that's how it works.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye, Fortress.
The machine's keyboard. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Let's read it.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think this log might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
Let's read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
I haven't met any fishermen. I've met a fisherwoman.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking Esca series, something advanced.
Why would you need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
Hold on. Simo, I don't know anything about. Sulislav. That name sounds familiar. I don't know if I've talked to that person, but I feel like I've heard them mentioned before. Lexi. Not sure if I know who Lexi is.
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi? Who are all those people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business.
Wait.
The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be her former co-workers.
Oh, this is connected to the fantasy game. Interesting.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
Could be connected.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
Oh yeah.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Let's read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music. one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer, and the storekeeper must be Plaisance.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
Hell yeah, it was.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines. March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also, some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Uh-oh.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Hi, Suna. We were just snooping into your stuff. Snooping into your stuff. Snooping into your stuff. Snooping into your stuff.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Good idea, Kim. And we'll do that on the next episode. Thanks so much for tuning in today, everyone. I'm spending a lot more time in this church than I was initially expecting, but this game does tend to take a lot longer than one would expect, especially because everything's fully voice acted, and they don't seem to hurry when they're speaking. So anyway, enough outro. My name's Roald Undone. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.